Hi Cancer, welcome to your October reading. This is for Cancer, Summarizing Venus. I hope that you're doing well. Thank you so much for being with me here today. I really appreciate you. If this reading resonates or you enjoy, make sure you leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new here, leave a comment down below. If you want to follow me on my Instagram and TikTok, you can find me there at Jadestone Tarot. And of course, if you'd like to book a private reading with me, the information for that's in the description box down below. So Cancer, as I was getting into your energy, I was picking up on a few things. It was really interesting. So the first thing that I was really feeling is like, you have been so freaking patient with wherever you are in your journey. You know, you've been really patient, and it feels like your patience is finally paying off. Like if you've been doing the work, if you've been showing up, if you've been making the effort towards accomplishing whatever it is that you set your mind to, if you've been investing your energy into something, it really feels like is going to be paying off this month, especially as we're in Libra season, right? Then the image that I was getting as I was just kind of meditating on your energy was, I was getting the image of like a tug-of-war game. So I feel like that is representing some resistance in your life, Cancer, whether maybe it's you that's been creating a bit of resistance, maybe you've been resisting some change, maybe you've been kind of holding on, maybe you've been kind of getting in the way of your own road, your own plans, maybe you've been kind of self-sabotaging a bit, or maybe it's just external influences that you've been dealing with, people, situations, life in general, that's just been getting in the way. Maybe it was a little bit of that Mercury retrograde energy. Oh sweet, Six of Swords coming out, so it's symbolic of you overcoming that resistance. But the imagery that I was getting is like, it was tug-of-war, but then it seemed as if you won, like you won the game of tug-of-war, but I got the imagery of like you falling backwards in slow motion, like you won, you pulled the person over onto your side, right? You won the game of tug-of-war, but even though you won, you fell backwards, or like there's this energy of like falling back possibly into old ways. So like one step forward, two steps back kind of vibe. And then I got another image of rock climbing, and I was seeing that I got two messages from that. So first of all, wow, death reverse coming out. First of all, the rock climbing is like seeing things from a higher perspective, overcoming obstacles, talking about your strength, talking about your determination, not quitting, not giving up, being that persistent and also very patient with yourself. And another message I was getting with the rock climbing is like, some of you maybe have fear of heights, but I would say like overcoming your fears / seeing your fears in a different light or in a different perspective, where it's like what you were once so afraid of before, you're no longer afraid of anymore. Like it's because you've been confronting your fears with a more analytical mindset and like looking at it for what it really is with more of like a realistic mindset and finding the solution to whatever these fears are that has been keeping you stuck or keeping you frozen. Anyway, so ooh, nice. We have the Sun at the bottom of the deck, Queen of Swords, and that Strength reversed. Okay, so let's see here. What do we have here? So we have the Ten of Wands reversed, Four of Pentacles, Six of Swords, Three of Swords reversed with the Death reverse, and Two of Swords. Then at the bottom we have the Sun, Queen of Swords, and Strength reverse. So we do have Leo energy coming out twice. Some of you may have Leo placements, or you could be dealing with a Leo. We also have Scorpio energy out here. But yeah, so Cancer, I'm seeing that in October, you're really working through releasing, letting go of control, letting go of the need to have all the answers, letting go of things in your life that don't serve you. If you've been resisting change, if you've been holding on to things that aren't serving you, people, mindsets, beliefs, certain habits, you know, feeding into things that you know aren't good for you, this is a month where you are really working through letting that go. Ten of Wands reversed with the Four of Pentacles. So you've been holding on to something, maybe you've been restricting yourself, maybe you've been holding yourself back, and the Ten of Wands reversed is all about needing to release, all about needing to let go. You've been holding on to too much, and it's time to lay this to rest. Cycle is complete here. Ten of Wands reversed. Cycle is complete. You've let something go. You've released something. And that's the thing, because underneath the Four of Pentacles here, which is like that resistant kind of energy, we have Death reversed. So Death reversed can talk about resistance to change, resistance to moving on, difficulty with letting go, difficulty of acceptance. So I do feel like there's a little bit of that push-pull, that tug-of-war, that struggle with letting something go or moving on from something, or, you know, making peace with something. There is a struggle with that. But what I'm seeing here It's kind of interesting how the cards came out. I didn't even intend to read it this way, but it's like clear cut. What you're releasing here, 10 of Swords. Oh, 10 of Swords. For some, you went through a 10 of Swords. Some of you went through a massive ass ending, massive betrayal, massive, just like ugly, painful, nasty, hurtful, devastating ending, okay? But we have the 10 of Wands reverse, right? Which is all about releasing. What are you releasing? Underneath that, 3 of Swords reverse. Releasing hurts, releasing baggage, releasing grudges, releasing anger, releasing all that heartbreak, that hard, difficult energy. You're healing, Cancer. And as you're releasing, as you're forgiving yourself, as you're accepting the situation for what it is, and you're really just laying this to rest. You are actively making this a choice. You're making this a choice to no longer hold on to this what happened to you in your past, whether recent past or even way back, right? Like going down into the nitty gritty, looking back at some deep things that maybe you've never told a single soul about. You're making the choice here. 2 of Swords. You, Cancer, you are actively making the choice to better yourself, to better your life, to make changes so that you can come up top, and that you're no longer making excuses for yourself. You're no longer being your own block. You're no longer getting in your own way. I really see that here. The 2 of Swords to the 6 of Swords, you are actively making the decision to move on with your life, to move to better times, better places, better environments, relationships, mindsets, healthier lifestyles. I really see that this is all thanks to you. All thanks to you. And you've been patient. And, change is, it is a journey, and it requires your dedication. Like consistent effort. Change doesn't happen overnight. Change is a long ass process, especially if you are changing things within you that you have been so used to doing, and like it's been part of your entire life or your lifestyle or mindset, especially if this is revolving around something that, kind of formed you way back, right? If this is something like, if this is like a mindset, a fear, like a fear, let's say, for example, certain cycles that you find yourself in relationships, right? Maybe you keep attracting the same people. Maybe it goes back to the way you were raised and the type of relationship you had with your parent, and right? And so you becoming aware of these things, and you actively and consistently learning and bettering yourself, and also unlearning, program behavior, but you staying consistent to that, you are actively making the choice, conscious effort to move towards a better place in your life, bettering yourself. Some of you are getting therapy. Some of you are really just like, this is a whole healing journey that you've been on, and you've been very patient with, and it's required a lot of healing. It's requiring a lot of letting go, and like, how would I describe it? Like unpacking, a lot of unpacking. That's the image I get. I literally got the image of like a suitcase and like unpacking all these clothes, and, realizing like, I don't need to hold on to all of this. I don't need to carry all this with me. I need to start fresh. I need to empty this all out. I need to like get rid of all this shit. And so I feel like that's kind of where you're at in October, is like you're going through this sorting process of unpacking this suitcase of like, what am I carrying with me on this new trip, on this, some of you could be traveling, just saying. 6 of Swords can talk about travel, can even talk about moving for some of you. Some of you might be thinking about doing that, but like, just like you're unpacking this suitcase, and you're like, hey, what am I keeping with me for my next journey, my next destination, my next traveling adventure? What am I keeping with me, and what am I letting go? So it's like downsizing, almost getting rid of and removing all the things that you don't need to hold on to anymore. You're really just like, I want to say you're clearing karma. I kind of want to say you're clearing karma. You're wiping the slate clean, and I'm now getting the image of like a zero credit score, not like credit score, but like a completely fresh blank slate, like clearing all debt is paid, and maybe that's even literal, like you're paying off lots of debt, financial debt for some of you, So that's good. But yeah, it's like, dude, wow, I just called you dude. Okay, Cancer, you seem pretty stern, pretty serious. The energy's quite tense with you, I'm not gonna lie. Now we are heading into eclipse season, so that's gonna be an interesting time for the collective, especially you, Cancer, as Cancerians are ruled by the moon. And if you're a Cancer rising, even a Cancer moon, and of course Cancer sun, Venus, sure, for sure. But like, if you are Cancer rising especially, you are literally ruled by the motherfucking moon. You're going to be feeling that energy. Now, it's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be scared of. It's going to be really powerful. I really feel like this is a time for you to get your shit together, get your shit in order so that you can live your best freaking life here with the sun. I know you want to give up. I know you're so close to just being like, fuck it. I don't want to do this anymore. This is so hard. This is so difficult. Like, oh my God. Because let's be real here. Healing is a process. Healing is not all like, oh my God, sunshine and rainbows. And like, oh, this is so fun. It's like, no, you got to sit with your emotions. You got to look at some hard stuff. You got to like confront your demons. You got to feel. You got to cry. You got to yell. You might have breakdowns. You might lash out at some people. Like, it's an ugly process. I'm just getting the image of like Kim K ugly crying kind of face. Like, right? It's like, it ain't pretty. It ain't pretty, especially being a Cancer, right? We feel things deeply. Us Cancerians, we fucking feel things to our soul, in our core. And so this whole process has not been easy for you, Cancer, but I know you want to give up here. Strength reverse. You just kind of want to give up. You're like, oh my God, is this even worth it? I just wish I could just, shut off my brain and be kind of ignorant and just like, la, 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 la. And just like, this whole spiritual self-realization path journey that we're all going through. It is not for the faint of heart. Like, but it's the thing. It's like, once you take out that blindfold, you can't put it back on. It is a journey. It is a journey. And some of you, this is like brand new for you. You just kind of have gone through your but you just started to go through your awakening process, dark night of the soul kind of journey. Maybe you feel like there's a lot that's been kind of crumbling. And that's what we were talking about in your last reading. Your last reading was pretty intense. And of course, depending on where you're at in your journey, if you've been around this track a few times, is quite familiar with you. You know how it goes. You know kind of what to do. But if you're new to this whole journey, you're new to this practice, you're like, what the hell is going on? Why am I losing certain people in my life? Why does it feel like everything's going to shit? Why do I feel like I'm losing my mind? I feel like I'm going crazy? I'm like, it's like, I know it's intense. It's crazy. But you know what? This is the start of something beautiful. This is the start of something amazing. And, in the end, this is really going to be worth it. Okay. And you're getting so freaking close, Cancer. I really feel like heading into this eclipse season, first eclipse, partial solar, Mercury's gone direct. I can't speak today, apparently. Partial solar eclipse taking place in Scorpio around the 20s, maybe 25. I don't know, give or take. You can Google it. I don't remember exactly when, but it's around the end of October. We have the solar eclipse in Scorpio. Scorpio, known to be death, rebirth, transformation, ruled by Mars, Pluto. So there's that. It's gonna be an intense time for the collective. Not in a bad way though. To be honest, Cancer, I'm a Cancer sun. I'm a Scorpio rising. I'm excited. I'm excited. I like this transformative energy. Like I'm here for it. I'm ready for it. Like, let's fucking go. But for others, it could be a bit intense. It could be a little uncomfortable. But you know what? We can't grow in our comfort zone. So that's that. And like I said, Cancer, it really feels like you're coming out on top. You're not going to be afraid anymore. Whatever it is that you're afraid of, whatever it is that keeps you up at night, whatever it is that you've been so worried or so stressed or so anxious, restless about, I really feel that by the end of October, you're going to have a completely different perspective on these things. Like, why is it that you're afraid of what? I'm afraid of this. I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid of losing this. I'm afraid of not having enough of this or that or this. Why? What's the fear? Where does that stem from? Really sit with those emotions, really dive deep and just ask yourself, why am I so afraid? What's the worst that could happen? I mean, you guys, think about it like this. We're on a floating rock. No matter what, even if your whole world is just going downhill and you feel like you're hitting rock bottom, just remember, you zoom out from where you are. Like, think of like Google Maps, right? You have your house, you zoom out, you can now see your city, you now see your country, you now see the whole globe. Keep on zooming out. Now we have the moon, we got all the planets. Keep on zooming out. Milky Way, keep on zooming out. Keep on zooming out and out. Like, it's just a drop. It's, you know, a year from now, whatever it is that you're worried about, it's probably not going to matter. Like, it matters now, don't get me wrong, and your feelings are completely fucking valid, and you should feel them and acknowledge them, and, you know, but also remember, like, it's not gonna last forever, no matter what's going on, good or bad. It's all temporary, so just remember, like, you're gonna get through this. Whatever you're going through, you're gonna get through this. And I see here with these cards coming out, you are getting through it. I know at times you're like, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I have the strength. I don't know if I have the capability. I don't know if I'm ready. You know, all those what ifs, those doubts. Push through that. And I see that you are pushing through that here. Queen of Swords. Libra energy. So I feel like you're needing to tap into more of like an analytical, more logic-based kind of mindset rather than emotion. Right? Our emotion, we want to cry, we want to feel comfort in them. Yeah, comfort yourself. Be around those that uplift you and, like, you know, give yourself some time to feel those emotions, but don't stay in it for too long, right? Because we got shit to do. The world doesn't stop spinning. Our life goes on, and we got to keep pushing forward because this is what's awaiting us at the end of all this, the sun. So, let me pull a couple animal cards. Maybe I'll pull a couple fairy cards. Oh, you know what? Look at here. Elephants. Good luck. Very auspicious energy. Talks about overcoming blockages and also divine protection and even rejections, redirections. So don't you forget about that. If something's not working out the way that you had hoped or the way that you planned, it's usually a blessing in disguise. We aren't able to see it. We feel like the world's against us and like, wow, we're doomed and the universe must hate me. No, the universe is looking out for us. We can't see it. We don't understand. We're not supposed to. It's not part of the plan. All right. Anyways, let's pull a couple animal oracle cards for Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus for October 2022. Any final thoughts? We got the cheetah. Go get them. Go after what you want. Don't let those fears hold you back. This is all about taking action. You feeling confident within yourself. Reconnecting. If you lose that inspiration, if you lose that mojo for a moment, whether it's just for a day or a couple days, or it's about reconnecting to like the why. Like, why am I doing this again? Reconnecting to that inspiration and finding that inspiration again. And like, screwing your head back on. That's the image I got. It's like, I literally got an image of a Barbie head, like screwing the Barbie head back on. Yeah, you're screwing back on your head. You can see things straight. Maybe your head was a little bit lopsided, but you had to see things from a different perspective. Now it's time to go. It's time to take action. It's time to pursue and move forwards. Massive cycles closing out here. And we also have the dragonfly at the bottom of the deck. Dragonfly is all about seeing things from a different perspective, kind of similar to hangman energy. This is element of air, but we also have in this card, we have the alchemical symbol for water. So it's about kind of detaching from our emotions and like looking at things with a more, like I was saying with that Queen of Swords, looking at things with a more analytical perspective. Now, another message that the dragonfly does talk about is like, this does talk about the connection to the other side, you know, your angels, your guides, your ancestors, those that have passed on, you know, your family members that are no longer here in the physical world, but they're around energetically. Whenever you need them, call upon them. They're around. So connect with them if you're open to it, if you want to, because they're here to assist you. They're here to show you the way. And especially around this time, veils are thinning. Like, I've even experienced it in my own personal life the last week, you guys. Fucking crazy shit to keep it at bare minimum. Really interesting stuff connecting with like great like grandparents. It's some wild stuff. So if you're interested in that, just open the door of communication. You just got to pick up the phone. They're already there. They're waiting. They're like, Cancer, hello, we're trying to communicate, and you're not answering. So you can answer the call whenever you feel you're ready to make that connection with your spirit team, guides, angels, ancestors, etc., 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 right? Okay, this is just a sign like, hey, they're around, and if you ever need to like talk, just start talking to them, or pray to them, or like even connecting with them by like doing certain things that they love to do, whether it was like maybe like gardening or cooking or drawing, or like if they had like a specific thing that was like their niche or something that they really liked, or a specific food that they loved, like even making that dish, a dish that like ancestor or a family member or like a friend or whatever who's passed on, like making that dish or like doing something like that, kind of like a good form to connect with their energy. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that. Okay. Anyways, so Cheetah to the cosmic egg, you are ready. You are so ready for this next level in your journey. You're ready to take the leap, to close those doors, to leave the past in the past. You're ready for something new. You're ready, and I feel like this is your chance to really cement what you've learned and close that door once and for all, and move forwards in the direction that you want, because you got the driver's seat. You're driving the chariot. You get to decide where you're going, what you're doing, who's coming, who's staying. But yeah, like this is about you like grabbing the world with your hands and be like, this is my world. This is my life, I call the shots here. Like you're really just taking control, taking back your power, and it's really inspiring. It's really exciting. It's fulfilling. Cosmic egg. This rules your crown. So maybe there's some crown activation going on. What's interesting is also, I didn't write this down because I was like, maybe this is just random, because I have this little lavender bundle that I made for my garden, right? And I was burning that before, lavender and sage from my garden. I was burning that before I was doing any readings, and as I was just kind of closing my eyes, meditating, I did get the image of lavender, but I thought it was more just like, oh, I just burnt lavender, so that's why I got the image. But purple is the color for the crown, so maybe working with the color the color crystal, working with the color purple, maybe having crystals of purple. Amethyst could be one. I don't know any other purple color crystals. That's the only one that I can think of right now. Yeah. So yeah, maybe working with purple might be good for you if you are feeling called to that. But yeah, it's like crown, ascension, that kind of stuff. So major evolution, major growth taking place for you in October. Hang in there, Cancer. You're on the right track. You're doing fucking amazing. You should be proud of yourself. And keep going. Wherever you're headed, whatever it is that you're doing, keep it up, because your hard work, your patience, your dedication, your consistency is really paying off, and it shows. So that's all you need to know. That's all Spirit wanted me to pass on to you. I'm going to leave your reading here. I really hope that this was helpful and insightful. If this resonated, let me know in the comments below. Leave a like, subscribe to the channel if you're new here. If you want to follow me on my Instagram and TikTok, you can find me there at Jadestone Tarot. If you want to book a private reading with me, the information for that's in the description down below. And yeah, Cancer, thank you so much for watching. I'm gonna let you go. Thank you. Goodbye. Take care. Stay blessed. See ya.